Have you been considering starting your own podcast? If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Well, first, it's completely free. Hello, great price point. Nothing, which is great. There are tons of creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer, making podcasting portable and super easy. Anchor will also distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the major places podcasts can be found, getting your show out there and heard. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Anchor pairs you with sponsors instantly and gives your show a support button for your loyal listeners to show their appreciation. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. I trust Anchor with both of my podcasts, Mommy Wines and Tales After Dark. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started, and don't forget to join the MW Podcast Network. Hi, Wine Moms, and thank you for listening to this MW Network and Emma Dawn production. Now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever else you get your favorite podcasts. Do you love supporting the show? Shop all the MWP branded merchandise on themummywines.com or click the support link in the show notes below. This week's show is brought to you by our sponsors, Anchor, my podcast platform, and in my entirely biased opinion, the best way to record, edit, and upload your podcast all in one place. One Hope. One Hope wines are thoughtfully created by the most acclaimed winemakers, rooted with purpose, right in the heart of Napa Valley, California. One Hope puts your wine to work by donating over $5 million and counting to causes around the world. Shop One Hope wines today and feel good with each sip at onehopewine.com/myshop/mommywines. Zaya Active. Do you need premium, quality, active, and loungewear? I know I do, but I hate the price tag on top designer and retail brands. Shop myzaya.com/EmmaDawn for men's, women's, and youth styles today. New Zaya Active items are released every Wednesday, along with new episodes of Mommy Wines. So make sure you're following along on IG for new items showcased every week in my stories. The Fetching Barker. The Fetching Barker is mine and Milo's online, eco-friendly, naturally focused dog supply shop with everything you need from fetching accessories to daily doggy essentials. Shop thefetchingbarker.com and use code Zeppelin15 to save at checkout. EDJ Consulting Group. If you didn't know, podcasting is not my full-time gig just yet. By day, I am a business financial consultant specializing in small to medium-sized business bookkeeping, tax prep, and payroll. This is what has allowed me to not have to choose between my son or a job. If you're interested in learning how you can become a home bookkeeper, check out my Home Bookkeeper Masterclass. You can find more info at edjconsultinggroup.com. Now let's get into the episode.
So basically, SimpleTailz started back when I was in college in like 2013. It was pretty much to kind of give my friends, because at that time, when you're in college, no one thinks about what they're drinking and what they're mixing. They're just drinking. So I was like, yeah, there's a better way to do this.
Every day. In my backpack.
Right. So, I was like, there's a better way to to make some good stuff where it's not too heavy, because all the girls are like, I don't want anything heavy. All the guys are like, here, drink this, and it might be like vodka mixed with beer mixed with Hennessy. It's all craziness. So, so I kind of thought, coming out of college, I was like, well, I'm past the whole, chugging. So I want something, I still want to drink, but I wanted something simple, something easy. So I started coming out with cocktail recipes that were 4 or less ingredients that were still good. So I was like, yeah, I can make this easy. And I wanted to make it as easy as possible where it's like grab a vodka, grab juice from, the juice aisle, grab a middle mixer, and you got something great. So I would literally I created over 100, maybe over 200 cocktail recipes, just simple with 4 ingredients or less, maybe 5 ingredients or less. So that's how the name SimpleTailz came about, because I was just like, simple cocktails, just
Cute.
simplicity. And then wine. Thank you. So the tagline that I came up with was cocktails created with simplicity, pretty much. So I just want to create, or just everything was about creating a simple way to do things. Grab what you have in your house and make a delicious cocktail. Um, so the wine came about once I got a little older, and it's like after I had my son, Jackson, I
Oh my
couldn't
God,
drink
I'm the
hard
same
liquor
way.
anymore. Yeah, a lot of people don't tell you. Everybody tells you, people think you get pregnant, and we talk about this a lot on the Super Mommy podcast. You get pregnant, you have the baby, but they don't tell you the steps in the middle or the after effect. And after I had him, hard liquor just became really hard for me to drink.
I
So I
can't even
turned to wine.
handle the
And
smell of it
so,
anymore. I used to drink Jameson and ice.
right, tequila. Oh,
That was my
ooh,
drink. I would drink
girl.
Jameson and 3 ice cubes, or like the bar that I managed way
Mm-hmm.
back in the day had those whiskey
Right.
ice balls. They're like ice
Yes, I love those.
balls.
Mm-hmm.
I would have Jameson on ice, Long Island iced teas,
Right.
like the Bahama
Long
Mamas.
Island iced teas was my thing. Blue Long Island. Yes, Blue Long. Oh Lord Jesus, stop drinking, Kay. Blue Long Island iced teas were my thing, and I used to bartend as well. I used to mobile bartend, everything. Like I was out there. Like literally, the week that I found out I was pregnant, I had bartended 4 events, made mad money. And I was mad when I found out. Like the first thing that I said, I was like, I can't drink anymore. The night before I found out, I had downed a bottle of wine. I didn't know I was pregnant.
That is so
but I
okay,
did it.
because my doctor, I was like, oh my God, I didn't know I was pregnant, and I drank vodka for the first time in 3 years. And he's like, that is perfectly fine. It really doesn't matter until
Yeah.
10 weeks or something.
Months.
Because
Yeah.
there's so many people
Yeah.
who don't know, and you can't test, obviously, for so long. They're like, unless you're drinking heavily and or drinking later on, when things are developing and the brain is developing. But I'm like,
Right.
I was so worried too.
You're
I was
fine.
crying in the doctor's office. I was like, I drank vodka. I'm a terrible mother already. And he's like, calm down. You're not a terrible mother.
Is it me? I didn't say I didn't feel terrible. I was like, oh gosh, you got to go listen to my story. But I was like, I'm not pregnant. I went to 3 doctors in one day and took 4 pregnancy tests. Because I was like, I'm not pregnant. Like, you're lying to me. Like, I was just like, I'm gonna go drink. I'll be right back.
Oh my God. You're like the typical denial mom. I'm the overly emotional guilt already mom.
I was in fucking denial. Do you hear me? If denial was a river, I was there.
You're just swimming down denial.
I was swimming in it. My husband's like, seriously, another doctor? Yep, let's go. Urgent care. Like, we have to get there. I need to make sure I'm really pregnant. And so once I had my son, I couldn't drink anything hard. It just really messed me up. Like, I was like, I don't like this feeling.
Wait until you hit 30.
I switched to wine.
You're
I'm
gonna get a
I'm almost there.
like
I'm almost there.
I
I'm
thought
almost
I was
there. Oh my
there.
gosh.
You're gonna get a slap in the face with reality. I'm 31, and I moved back and I joined this pool league with a couple of older folks in town, and they were all laughing at me. They're like, what is going on? And I took 1 shot. And I was like, I gotta go home. And they're like, what happened? And I'm like, I'm 30.
Over here at Mommy Wines, we love wine. And there's absolutely nothing better than cheersing your way through the holidays. One Hope is an affordable boutique wine company coming to you directly from Napa Valley, California, that gives back by supporting nonprofits. They have a bubbly brut sparkling wine that supports end childhood hunger. 1 in 5 children do not know where their next meal is coming from, but thanks to the charitable wine lovers like yourself, One Hope has been able to provide over 2,758,428 meals to help feed hungry children. Or there's my new favorite, a red, believe it or not, a Pinot Noir that has helped over 65,267 and counting pets find forever homes. This season, give the gift of One Hope wine and feel good that by shopping One Hope, you're helping the world become a better place. Being charitable this holiday season has never been easier with One Hope's gift boxes. Make sure to check out onehopewine.com/myshop/mommywines. Once again, that's onehopewine.com/myshop/mommywines. Also, the link is in the show notes below.
So I can't. Like, I can still do maybe vodka, but I was a rum girl. Like, I prided myself on rum. I'm like, give me rum and I will be great. I can't drink rum anymore. So I can't do it anymore. So vodka, I'm still working on. But wine, I was like, you know what? I always wanted to tap into wine because when I was in college, I was drinking, the regular Moscato, pink Moscato, Sutter Home stuff.
Yep.
And I was like, if I'm going to do wine, I want to do it right.
That's my mindset.
So I started branching off. Yeah, I was like, if I'm going to do wine, I'm going to do it right. I need to expand my palate. I need to grow the fuck up. And I love it. And I'm just exploring more and more wines. But then I was like, if I'm going to do SimpleTailz and wine, I need to break it down for my people. I need to break it down for my followers. I need to break it down in the simplest form. Like, as far as price, as far as how messed up you might get when you drink it, as far as what the taste is. So when you see my reviews,
report.
Everybody might be like, yeah, the hangover report, like, is it really going to get you messed up, or how does it taste? Like, can you drink a 12.5 and wake up the next morning and go to work?
Oh my God,
yes, you
cannot wait.
It's different types.
I cannot
wait
for you to drink One Hope, because I drank half a bottle of the red blend, which reds are not my thing. I'm a white girl through and through when it comes to my tanning that doesn't exist, when it comes to my wine that I drink, white. So I drank a whole bottle of the Chardonnay, and then I drank half a bottle of the red. Woke up feeling like I chugged water all night long.
Great.
Never had a hangover from One Hope, and I even like their reds. So I'm like, that is like the best review I could ever give.
And that's what I've been noticing with a lot of wines outside of the sugary ones. I know a lot of people get on me because I say sweet wine isn't good and good wine isn't sweet. What I mean is, like, that sugary wine, like the ones that's 99% sugar, 1% alcohol, is not good, in the sense where you cannot just take it and keep it moving. You have to take that literally in strides. Like, the other wine that I've drunk have not, maybe they have 1 gram of sugar, and they're great. Like, you're able to move on from it, and it's a really tasty wine. So that's where I am with SimpleTailz. I'm like branching off to this, explaining wine in a more simpler way. I still do cocktails, because that's my first love. That's my true love. I love, I bartended, I mobile bartended. I love creating, but wine, I'm trying to kind of mix them both together, where I do wine and cocktails and different things, because people still love cocktails. Older people, 30, 40, 50, 60, they still love cocktails, but I like to dabble in both. It makes me feel better to know that I'm still sticking to the tried and true, which is my cocktail lifestyle, or where I began, but also adding something different with the wine.
Love that.
Because I really felt like wine was just like this. If it wasn't sweet, it wasn't good. But now I'm realizing, if it's sweet, it is not.
That is the same way I used to think.
Still be able to drink it. Yeah,
I used to think the same way.
No.
Now, One thing I noticed a while
crazy.
back, and this is a very controversial topic in the mommy wines atmosphere right now. What
Let's go.
did you think of the 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg? The holidays are fast approaching, and you know what that means? That's right, it's gifting season. Luckily, Zaya Active has everything you're looking for when it comes to premium, affordable, active, and loungewear for the whole family. Head over to myzaya.com/Emma to start checking off your Christmas list from the comforts of home. With the extremely popular women's leggings to the stunning men's collection and ever-growing youth styles, you're bound to find something for everyone. Once again, that's myzaya.com/Emma. Will you tip it?
Okay,
Will you
19
tip it back,
Crimes.
or are you trashing it? Sipping, or are you gonna sip or spill?
I am sipping all of the above.
So I like a few of the 19 Crimes, but I passed through my local market here in town, and I am like, what is this? Snoop Dogg and wine. Okay,
Really?
I am going to buy this 100%. It's going in my cart. It was, I'm going to spill that all day long. I
really?
First of all, I'm not a big fan of the reds. The only reds I've ever liked have been One Hope reds.
Okay.
So that's a strike on my end, not Snoop Dogg's. It's not his fault that I don't like red, right? So, and then I am like, I just felt like it was heavy, and it was too much red for me.
I recommend the Encore Red Blend, the Encore 2017 or 2018 Red Blend. It's amazing. But I posted it on my page. That one, yes. So just drink it chilled, and it's really good. I do like the 19 Crimes. The only one in that whole, whatever that is, the whole lineup, I haven't drinking the Warden, but their Cabernet Sauvignon is really good. And I'm not a red fan either. I drink white. I'm with you. I'm white all day long. But when it comes to reds, I have very few that I will drink on a regular basis. And the Encore and their Cabernet and the Snoop Dogg are the only three that I can drink. I'm sorry, because they're so strong. All three that I just named are so strong. But I won't. But for me, I like the fruitier wines, the wines that taste really like what they are. Whatever fruit they say that the Empathy Red Blend is really good as well. It's I don't know if you heard of it. It's like 3 in a box. It's like red, rosé, and white. Their wines are what changed me. When I shopped their wines and I tried it, that's literally what crossed me over to trying different things. But the 19 Crimes, I'm sipping. Their hard chard. Oh my gosh. I think because I'm just a Chardonnay girl, but their hard chard is so good to me with a bucket of popcorn.
I love it. I will drink that. I love it so
you
much.
Do? I love their hard chard.
I will drink it. Pop some
the hard
popcorn,
chard is really good.
Watch a movie. Chardonnay's kind of buttery. Popcorn's buttery. Watch a nice movie.
The hard chard gives me life. What I do, so call me crazy. So what I do is I do the hard chard, I pop popcorn, and I put milk duds on top, and just kind of let them get warm, and then you throw it in put milk duds in your popcorn next time. You're welcome.
I'm gonna have
because they kind of melt down a little bit, but not too much. And then once you grab them with the popcorn, it's just like this chewy, ooey gooey butteriness. I've been doing it since I was little.
So good.
So it's amazing with the Chardonnay.
You are gonna have to make a recipe because I just relaunched the Mommy Wines blog. So you are going to have to be
Ooh.
a guest on the blog and share where people can follow you on social media and sip your recipe.
Can I? Because I also throw like some M&Ms, the caramel M&Ms with the milk duds.
Do
It's
it.
amazing. Oh my
You're going to have
God.
to write all this down in a blog
Can
post,
I?
and then I'm going to have to share it on the Mommy Wines blog because everybody needs this. And I relaunched the blog not
Yes.
realizing that there were people who followed the blog and didn't listen to the show. So because I relaunched it because I recently took the show solo. Well, not recently. It's been a little bit now. But I like redesigned the logo and I got new merch and I relaunched the blog. I wrote an article talking about the rebranding going on over here and why the show's a little bit different now that there's guests instead of a co-host. And I had no idea that there were so many people who got recipes and cocktail inspiration and mommy advice from the blog who didn't realize that this was a podcast. And so there's like two audiences going on. And I think, I'm slowly bringing them over to the audio side. But you are going to have to write a cocktail recipe and your popcorn recipe and share it with everybody listening and the people who aren't, because that is some.
Oh wow!
That's
really? I would love that because technically, what I wanted to do, my dream, my goal, is to have my own, pretty much, I'm African American, so I really want to have my own store, like my own storefront, where it's like a lounge and a wine and liquor store, and I really want to do wine cocktails. I literally thrive within wine cocktails. That's where I was ending up towards, because technically, okay, so when I started SimpleTailz, I wasn't pregnant. Then I got pregnant. And I had to stop because, of course, you can't drink when you're pregnant, and having a 1-year-old and you're drinking, like, come on, it's impossible. Like, let's just talk about it. It's really impossible as a mom. Like, even now, I really advocate, like, my platform in life is advocating for giving grace to moms. Like, you really don't understand how hard it is. Like, parents, fathers, people, single people, they don't really understand how hard being a mom is. Like, there's layers to this shit, and I really advocate for that around, like, that's just my life. I'm like, listen, give me grace. I'm a mom, period. At the end of the day, I'm a mom. So if I want to drink wine and take my son to Target and buy him whatever the fuck he wants and give him candy, that's what I'm gonna do, because today might have been hard. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? You have no idea. And he might be screaming. Guess what? That's what he's doing.
I also feel like it's different for moms and women like us. Like, I was told I was never going to have kids. So when I kind of designed my life, I was like you. I'm like, I'm going to travel. I'm going to date. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to be a bartender. I'm going to, I'm going to give up corporate life, and I'm going to just do whatever makes me happy. And then I had Milo, and it's not that Milo doesn't make me happy. He makes me the most happy, but there was a lot of redesigning of my life and the image that I had in my head of what my life would be. And there's some things I just can't give up, like wine. Not giving it up.
Yeah. Wine, my business, because SimpleTailz, when Jackson was born, or when I conceived him, or whatever you want to call it, when I got pregnant, SimpleTailz was at its highest. I was mobile bartending private parties. I had a cocktails and cupcake tasting event that I did, monthly. People booked me for that. It was like private tasting, and I taught you how to make cocktails.
Fun.
And I just added cupcakes because I love cupcakes. Yeah. And it was at the height. Like, I literally was, I literally came from a party and I'm counting my money. I'm telling my husband, I'm like, this is about to blow up. I had did like 3 parties in one weekend. And Tuesday I had my doctor's appointment where they told me I was pregnant. That weekend I made more than what I made when I was sitting at a desk answering phones. So I literally was like, this is where I'm headed. This is it. And people wanted me. And then I got pregnant. And so like, coming back, I'm a businesswoman through and through. My mom was a businesswoman. She did mortgage. She was a mortgage broker. She was real estate. She still owned businesses currently to this day. And for me, I can't work corporate. I have to, work flexible so that I can. One, I'm one of those moms. I'm gonna just say this: I'm a helicopter mom and I'm a businesswoman. How do I do both? I don't know.
I am like the least helicopter mom. I'm like,
yeah.
oh, you fell down. Good for you. Shake it off. You better cowboy up, little boy.
And I still wish I could be like that, but I'm such a helicopter mom, and people are like, I'm very attentive to my son and my son's needs. And I know I said I had a daughter earlier. We mentioned that. So my little cousin, she's 19 right now. She's in college. I know she's like, how is that your daughter? You're 30. Pretty much when she was born, I literally took to her. She took to me, and we've been attached at the hip since. So when I say my daughter, I just say that out of like, unconsciousness, because literally I've been in her life, and I can't say I raised her, but she's been a part of my life in the sense where anything that I learned, I pass it down to her. She stays with me from time to time. I help her go to college. I help her now. So in my head, she is my daughter. So I know I said I'd have a daughter and she's 19, but I don't have like an actual daughter. I have a 3-year-old son that I birthed. But in my head, she is my child. Right now, she's staying with me for the Thanksgiving holiday, and she's at my parents, so technically her grandparents. so, so I know I said I had a daughter, but I love her like she is my daughter. She treats my son like she is. Literally, when I went to college, she was there. When I graduated, she was there. When I came home from college, she was there. So I treat her like she's my own. So that's pretty much when I say I have a daughter. She's it. Her name's Asia. I love her dearly. She is like my all in all. She does have parents, but I'm her parent.
She has her own parents, but they're not important right now.
She has her own parents that birthed her. Yeah, she calls me mom and everything. Like, it's so confusing. Her friends are like, so wait, your real mom wait, who's your mom?
Have you been looking for the right opportunity to finally leave behind your daunting 9-to-5? And live that laptop lifestyle you've been dreaming of? Maybe you have daydreams of living a life of financial freedom and time flexibility, and a picture in your head laying on a beach somewhere, completely stress-free. Though that would be nice and a total possibility, what I have for you is just a simple work-from-home opportunity. No, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme or another MLM. What I'm talking about here is bookkeeping. Yes, that's right, bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is how I am able to live my life without choosing between a career and my son. How we were financially unaffected by the pandemic shutdown, and how I am my own boss, living and working around a schedule that's best for my family, not someone else or office hours. Bookkeeping is one of the oldest administrative positions around, making this not only a common and respected career choice, but with today's technology and cloud-based programs, a position that is in demand and able to be done from anywhere. Bookkeeping is perfect for parents who want or need to work from home, military spouses, college students, retirees, and frequent travelers. Basically, anybody who wishes to leave the chains of the cubicle behind. For more information and to enroll today, visit edjconsultinggroup.com/resources.
But she's my baby, and I love them both. But so when it comes to that, that's that's just how I love and treat her. But with SimpleTailz, I literally just wanted to treat it like it was my baby, and not coming into it, but like leaving out of it, it sucked a little bit. But I I'm back on, and my son is 3 and my daughter's 19, and I'm just trying to get back in it to where I can successfully do it. I was thinking about coming up with virtual tastings and virtual cocktail because I really want to get back into that. Cocktail is like everything for me. It's the firstborn
Oh,
of the
do
firstborn,
it.
you know.
There are so many people who have been doing virtual tastings. I'm not sure how they work. But I am like, I will do anything. Does it have to be virtual? I guess COVID, but like COVID. But
Yeah.
I have been, for the past couple years, I've been planning out this mommy wines retreat. And
that sounds
I
good.
want to get a collection of, obviously anybody who wants to come can come. They can purchase a ticket, however, whenever it works. I was hoping to do it last summer, but COVID. COVID. That's just all we do.
COVID, but COVID.
But
COVID.
I want to get like a collection of moms
like the evil
and especially like past guests to do like little workshops. So like I had a woman called Abundantly Brooke on Instagram. She is a single mom empowerment coach, and she basically coaches women how to like co-parent in a mindful and like respectable way that's like positive for everyone involved, including themselves. Because when I tell you I hate my son's dad, it is a burning, gut-boiling hatred. And it is not good for me. And it's not good for anybody else. So she basically like teaches all of these like super mindful, positive ways to deal with all of the annoying things that come through co-parenting. And then there's just like, I've had really awesome guests. And I think if we can ever get the Mommy Wines Retreat up and running, then you have to come and do like a cocktail mixer or like a wine tasting with cupcakes. Because I love cupcakes.
I'm down
and
because
wine.
Surprisingly, that's my nickname. All of my nieces and nephews call me Tea Cake. So that's my nickname. And surprisingly, SimpleTailz started as a blog because back in 2013, you have to remember, like, shit wasn't popping on Instagram just yet. Like, it was popping, but not, So I started as a blog, and I started with recipes and, talking about it. So it's so funny that you said, like, you have a blog. Like, that's how I started. And I was like, you know what? I switched from, talking about recipes. So I started making them and taking pictures. If you scroll through my Instagram and you scroll down far enough, you'll see all of the pretty drinks that I used to create. And those were real. So if people ever wonder, when I make the drinks, I either drink them or I pass them around to my neighbors. And that's just how I did it. I would give them to my neighbors. Those were real drinks. That's at my real apartment complex. It was really me. So, I would love to come and do something like that. That sounds amazing. Listen, send me the details. I'm there. Wherever you're gonna do it, I'm there. And I think, to be honest, not to push you or anything, but to nudge. We can do that COVID friendly safely. Like, I think we can do it now just to get away from the kids, because it's been one wild year.
Oh my God. There was actually, so before the podcast, I was also a blogger, and that's how I got my start. And I did a lot of travel writing, a lot of freelance writing. And then I started a mommy blog when I found out I was pregnant, and I documented my whole pregnancy. And a lot of people caught on because it was a kind of controversial story. I left the West, moved back home, then came back out to a place I'd never been before in the middle of Nevada, and like Milo's dad's drama and all of that stuff. So I feel like the drama and the controversy definitely brought some people in. But that's kind of how Mommy Wines started.
Hey, you gotta get them.
Yeah, people love it. They love that that Jerry Springer crap. But yeah, so that's kind of how I started out. And through my writing as a travel writer way back in the day, I've been still getting emails, and there are tons of resorts and destinations. Like you can go to Mexico right now for $299, including flights, round trip.
Shut up.
They are giving all-inclusive resort rooms away for $21 a night.
Are you a pet owner like us? Or maybe you're soon to be adding a four-legged friend to your family this holiday season. Milo insisted on getting a dog, and once I saw Zeppelin, a chocolate golden doodle, at an animal shelter, I knew she was the one for us. They instantly became best friends, and that's what inspired me to launch our canine supply shop, The Fetching Barker. The Fetching Barker has everything you need, from puppy essentials to all your I have to have this items that you can't just not add to your cart. We have a strong focus on eco-friendly and natural products, along with a wide range of trusted hemp and CBD treats, toys, salves, oils, and so much more. Visit thefetchingbarker.com today, and remember that a portion of all proceeds go to support global conservation efforts to protect the planet our pets love. That's thefetchingbarker.com. And feel free to go ahead and follow on Instagram at FetchingBarker.
I kind of believe you in the sense that right now, with COVID, so many people are just trying to get back up on their feet. But I'm shocked because Mexico, what? I knew all inclusive was it was reasonable, but I'm down. Because literally this mama needs a break. I'm sorry. I know I said I put my son in school in June, but I still have a 3-year-old who's very busybody, who still needs a lot of attention, who is the only child. And I'm an entrepreneur. I own businesses, and I still have different things that, I want to do, and it's really hard to still do anything as a mom, period. Like, I am a wife, and everybody's like, you have a husband. Yes, but no.
I honestly, there are people that are like, oh my God, I can't believe, because I have my podcast, and I have a scary story podcast, and then I also have the MW Network, which is a network of podcasts, and then I have my consulting business where I do bookkeeping and mortgage industry stuff. And they're like, oh my God, I can't believe you do all of this and you're single. And I'm like, yeah, but if I had a husband, I probably couldn't do half of the things I do, because a marriage is work. Nope. Being in a relationship is work. And,
that's my fourth job. I tell everybody, that's my fourth job. I do have jobs, but
it's not like it's a lot of work. Hard and treacherous, but it's you need to invest your love and your time and your effort,
It is hard and treacherous. What are you talking about?
Maybe sometimes.
It is hard and treacherous.
But I'm like, if I had to, that's one of the things I'm sacrificing right now in this point in my life, is a relationship and a personal life, because I have these other passions and these other goals that I want to focus on. And people are like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. They're like, but I'm married, so
yeah,
I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah. And people are always and when me and my friends and my sister, we talk on the Super Mommy podcast, where everybody's like, when they listen to us, they're like, you guys male shame and men shame so much. We're like, no, we're speaking honestly. If, to be honest, if we didn't have that one other job of being a wife, women can run the fucking world. I'm sorry, we can. Being a wife just kind of it doesn't hold you down. It's great. I'm sorry, listeners. It's great to have a male counterpart or a male part in your bed. It's wonderful. But when you really think about it, once you're in it, to be honest, if I can speak freely, once you're in marriage, you're like, shit, I could have done so much more being single. I could have done so much more with my life. And it's not a bad thing. Men don't hold you down. Yeah, they're great for, being partners and pushers and companions. But it's just like, that's another aspect of your relationship. That's another aspect of your life that you have to concentrate on and really put effort and, you know, pour into. That can't just suffer and sacrifice as well. So as well as, your passions in life and your kids, especially when you have multiple kids, now you got a husband. Oh shit. Like, I love my job, or I love my business. I love my kids. Now my husband, so it's just something else to have to pour into. And sometimes, the husband is more of a job and of a burden than,
Right.
then they are of a help. And we talk about that a lot on the Super Mommy podcast. And not
Plug
to
it
plug it or
away.
anything, but I talk about that a lot, period, with my friends. Like, I have married friends and we're like, yo, you know what we could be doing right now? We were married, and men are great. I gotta give that to them. But seriously, like, when you think about how I honestly think women are super women. Like, we're the real superheroes. They just dressed us in male capes and shit, because literally they should be talking about us more than anything. I wish Wonder Woman had a couple of kids behind her, like, nagging her, but she was yet saving the world, simply because, like, women are amazing. Moms are amazing. And it wasn't until I became a mom that I'm like, I'm the shit. Like, I'm really the shit, but I'm really the shit. Like, you can't tell me nothing anymore. I'm running a business. I'm running a foundation. I'm actually working a 9 to 5. I have a child and a husband. Come on. No, I'm amazing.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
As many of you may know, I have over a decade of financial industry experience, and financial wellness is such a passion of mine. Like many things in the world, finances tend to look a little bit different for women, even in today's generation. Webull has simplified the stock market and investing game with an easy-to-navigate zero-commission platform, free real-time quotes, multi-platform accessibility, and 24/7 online help, along with extended trading hours. If you're looking to increase your financial portfolio, set up your retirement IRA, and start investing in yourself, click the link in the show notes below to receive 2 free stocks on me.
I honestly,
yeah, like, and I strongly believe, like, every woman is an amazing woman. Like, I don't know, I'm not feminist, but I don't know what the other one is, but I love women. Like,
yeah,
they're amazing.
I honestly don't think I would get half done in a day that I do if they're like, because I've tried, dating as a mom, and there is nothing in my last relationship. It was very, very short-lived, because I'm sitting there on my couch and I'm working, and he is tapping his foot and huffing and puffing, sighing. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to let that go. He's tapping his foot. TV's not on, just looking at his phone, tapping his foot. And I'm like, what is your problem right now? What do you want? I'm hungry. Okay, well, fucking figure it out. Like, if you can't get off your own ass and do something for yourself, then download DoorDash. But I'm like, I am sitting here, I'm working.
Yeah.
I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing. Being a bookkeeper is extremely detail-oriented. So I don't have time to sit here and deal with you right now. Like, you need to take care of yourself. And this guy, I swear, it was one of my old clients who is now in collections with a restraining order against her because she's psycho. Was like, we started off as like friends, and then she was like, hey, we need to find a new bookkeeper because my husband's company used to have an accountant, but the accountant is his ex-wife, so that's just not going to work anymore. She doesn't want to do it, so we need help. And she hired me to be her bookkeeper. And I was like, okay, I will do all of the tax prep. All you have to do is let me know what accountant you're going to use, and I can send them all of this stuff at the beginning of the year. And they can just file, because I can't file. All I can do is like the monthly like recording and tax prep. So she was like, okay. And then she started trying to like hook me up with her son. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, he was a nice guy. You know, he was charming. A bit boyish, I think is the nicest way to put it. But I'm like, oh, he's funny.
Nice. Very
like,
nice.
He makes me laugh. He's going to keep me young. You know, I'm so engulfed in my life as a mom, as a like entrepreneur. I have all of this stuff. He is light and fun. He's going to keep me young, whatever. I'll try it. Dude, when I say boyish, I didn't realize until I was like 3 weeks in to like kind of just casually dating this guy. He couldn't do anything for himself. I'm surprised he had a legal driver's license, and I'm not even sure that was a thing. Like, he was the most incapable person I'd ever seen in my life. Not just dated, just, it was like, I don't even know. Like, there's nothing to compare it to, because it was like the most ridiculous thing. I don't even know. And like, literally could not do. Like, this has got to end.
Wow. I can only imagine what the dating world is like past 30, because literally my patience for a lot of shit is thinning. I see what they used to say. They're like, yo, once you hit like 30, 40, like, you be straight. Like, none of this would even matter. My patience for a lot of shit is just not even there. So I can imagine you're probably like, listen, you're good for a laugh or two, but you gotta get your shit together.
He was a person that if I would have seen at a bar, I would have laughed at his jokes. Was it a person that I wanted to be consistently in my life and around my personal space or my child? Absolutely not. So I was like, okay, this has got to go. Like, you're not working out. Gotcha. Like, I need somebody who can, like, comprehend, like, thoughts. Like, I just need you to do the basic function. Like, just do the basic. Just do the least. You need to at least be a functional human being.
The basic.
For me to, like, date you. Like, I don't want you to do the most. You just have to at least do the least.
Yes.
And I'm like,
wow. Yeah. Because you come with your own. You come with your own. Do the least. You got it. You're good. Just
like, if you are somebody who can like take the trash out and load a dishwasher properly, I will give you a chance. That's all. Like,
that's all I need in life. Oh my gosh, you're like my spirit animal because I literally that's all I need you to do. I can do everything else. I can bring home the bacon. I can cook it up in the pan. I can serve it. I just need you to load a dishwasher and take the trash out. All I need.
Load a dishwasher in a way
maybe
that
give me some dick time to
time, because I'm OCD
but that's about it.
So.
Oh my gosh, you and me too. Like, pots do not go.
But like, seriously, but I don't know. Like, I feel like the longer I'm single, learn more about myself, the pickier I'm becoming. Like, back in the day, maybe like doing the least, like just those 3 things, you know, like mow the grass, load the dishwasher, take the trash out. That would have been great. But now I'm like getting to I'm expanding my practice, so I'm going to be stepping back into a management role in 2021. So I'm going to have a little bit more free time, hopefully, probably not. And I don't know, like, I kind of want to find somebody that can like not bug me, who like maybe like doesn't I need somebody who has their own things. Like, if we can sit and, like, read a book, you know? Like, I read a book and he reads a book, and I'm, like, sitting there having a glass of wine, you know, looking up at the mountains every once in a while, and it's just quiet. Like, I like that. Like, I want to find somebody that I can be, like, quiet with. Or, like, somebody who has their own things that they need to do, and, like, I can work on my stuff. But, like, we can be in the same space. Like, that would be cute.
And I think that's why people... Yeah, I think that's why people, for so long, like, it was a tradition or a thing to get married so young, because you're so naive and you're so dumb, and you'll put up with anything that by the time you're 30, you're like, what the fuck did I do? But I'm stuck because I'm married. So I think that's why they pushed it for so young. I really feel like men ain't shit. Just the whole species in itself, because it's like, if we have to be tricked as women to get married so young, to deal with the bullshit that you come with, where you don't change from 20 to fucking 60 till you die, maybe, like, that's a problem. That's how you knew women were powerful.
Have you noticed that we are rebranding over here at the Mommy Wines? We have a new logo, new segments coming soon, and, of course, new merchandise. What better way to support the show than rocking your very own Mommy Wines podcast merch? Our new logo is presented on slouchy sweatshirts, tees, and tanks. We have items for men. We have items for babies. We have toddler stuff. We even have puppy hoodies for all the dogs out there listening. So make sure to head over to the Mommy Wines Podcast merch store, available at Teespring and themommywines.com under the shop page. If you don't see anything you just can't live without, then you can always support the show by clicking the support button on anchor.fm/mommy-wines. Support and merch is always linked in the show notes below.
Even to this day, he's like, go do what you want to do, honey. Like, live your life. Like, be happy. If I was a bartender at 20, if I got married to him at 24 and wanted to go back and be bartender, he'd be like, I'll do what you do. Like, he'd be there being my hype man. Like, you want to drink? So, like, I can, like, yeah, like, he does, and he did.
See, and that's why people get married. Because I don't have anybody hyping me up.
So on and so forth. Yeah, and that's why I got married.
Go and tell everybody all the things, where they can listen to your podcast, where they can find you online and social media.
Okay, so I do a lot in the community. So if you want to listen to our Super Mommy podcast, you can find us at Darcy J Foundation on Instagram and on Anchor app. Like, just, you know, one, like, on the platform, and on Spotify. Our podcast is the Super Mommy Podcast. Sorry, it's the Super Mommy Podcast on Anchor app and on Spotify.
Perfect.
You can also follow SimpleTailz, which is my cocktail recipes, my wine journey. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, at SimpleTailz with a Z. So yeah, I kind of spiced it up. I spiced it up a little bit. So SimpleTailz with a Z. And there, every Wednesday I do a wine review or a cocktail review. But you can find years and years worth of my cocktail recipes right there on SimpleTailz. Yeah.
Fun. I loved having you as a guest today.
Oh, thank you.
That was like the perfect. So I have a scary story podcast, and if you want to listen to that, it's called Tales After Dark. If you like spooky things, but right before our recording, I was sitting there and I was praying. I was like, I hope she messages me because I can't find her. And I was like, how am I going to get the recording link to her? I can't find her. So I was like praying that you were going to message me and be like, hello, where you at? And you did, because I had just got done recording a scary story. And I was like, oh my God, I really need to like do something else because I'm so scared.
I don't know where you find the time. Like, to be honest, if it wasn't for my parents and me saying, hey, my son is staying with you tonight, it would not be quiet right now. You'll hear, mommy, who are you talking to? Mommy, what are you doing? So I don't know how you find the time. So you are a superwoman in my eyes. And I appreciate you for taking the time out to deal with me, because everybody knows who's close to me. Like, I'm full of foolishness and I'm full of wonder and I'm full of conversation. And I just love to talk and just be open and honest with everybody. So
I love that. Well, thank you for being my guest.
No, thank you for no, seriously, on 100%, like, thank you for having me. I don't know how you found me, but thank you for finding me. Thank you for offering the opportunity. I appreciate it.
I stalk all the coolest people on Instagram.
I'm not
That's
that
what
cool.
I do.
I'm not that cool. But I guess I am. But thank you a million times.
You're so welcome. My dog is losing her mind, if you can hear her. But no, thank you for being my guest. And you're definitely going to have to come back on the show. And I'm going to have to keep you updated on the plans for the Mommy Wines retreat.
I'm there. Wherever it is, as afraid that as I am to fly, I will drink wine, take CBD, and be my ass on the way.
Well, thank you so much. Everybody go follow her and listen to the Super Mommy podcast. It was great having you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate it. Kisses.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mommy Wines podcast. Make sure to leave a rating and review. To support the show you love, check out the exclusive branded merchandise on themommywines.com. For extra sassy, honest, and potentially controversial content, make sure to join me over on the Mommy Wines Patreon. Also, don't forget to check out the other shows on the MW Network. If you love scary stories and true crime, you'll love Tales After Dark. More shows are coming soon, so make sure to stay connected on social at Mommy Wines Podcast. And until next Wine Wednesday, mamas, parent and drink responsibly.